We're speaking now with Emmanuel Noutary with an organization called Anima. And he is involved in two different projects. One is the LACTIMED, which promotes dairy clusters. Another is the, what's the
MedGeneration.
MedGeneration, which is involved in addressing brain drain. These don't automatically sound as if they're related, but actually Emmanuel can explain to us how they have a lot of synergy. Please tell us about each project, I guess.
And actually there is a third project called EDILE, which is also on investment local impact. But so all three are really interrelated in a way that Anima Investment Network, our organization, we want to promote the economic development of the south of the Mediterranean territories. That's our core mission, basically. And so at the same time we want to work on the improvement of the image of this territory, on the outreach of these territories to potential business investors that they can bring in the country. And that's the purpose of the MedGeneration, which is targeted expats, talents from the Mediterranean which are abroad, and obviously in this context of transition they are probably the most likely to be the opinion leaders and to be the promoters of this country, because they still have part of their heart which belongs to this area, and we try to mobilize them as investors, as mentors for entrepreneurs, and also as ambassadors, economic ambassadors for this country. But at the same time, and while in the year 2000 we've seen that this country were attracting a lot of investment, especially foreign investment, they had good growth rate. We've seen that we have been revolutions and demonstrations everywhere. So there is a problem in the way we look at economic development in this country and globally anyway. So we have these two other projects. One is called LACTIMED, which is dedicated to local dairy producers, so in the countryside, helping them to join forces together, think, reflect together about how they could be more competitive, reach new markets, organize themselves to be innovative, so we try to help them to build what we call clusters, but which is basically informal or formal organizations to innovate and reach local or foreign markets. And the project is also bringing obviously visibility, branding on the Mediterranean dairy clusters. And we have this third project called EDILE, which is also related to local impact. It's a more technical project to work with the territories in giving them tools to assess investment project. When you have an investors coming to your country, you want to know what will be the local impact, what will be the quality of the jobs it's going to create, what will be the subcontracting, what will be also the coherence of the project with your policy, with your territorial policy. And EDILE is about that. We have around the table obviously several territories, managers, local development agencies or something, but we have also large donors like the EIB, European Investment Bank, like the World Bank, like the French Agence Française de Développement, etc., because they are experts in investment assessment, but they usually deal with huge projects, and we want this EDILE project to deal also with smaller projects and give adapted tools for smaller organizations, including local banks actually, who do not care really on the local impacts on the territory. So this is it.
Okay, so well, for instance, with EDILE, my understanding is that €1 million of investment in the Mediterranean typically yields one job. Is that kind of what you're trying to change?
That's an average, of course, and you have sectors which bring a lot of jobs. If you take, I don't know, software development, call centers, this kind of activity can bring hundreds or 200s of jobs by €1 million invested. But if you look at infrastructures, energy, the big sectors which are providing investment, and that's a problem because 50% of the FDI, they come in sectors where job efficiency is not good. So we have to, not to say we don't want energy, we don't want infrastructure, obviously we need that, but we have to make sure this project, they come with better impact on the territory, and we try to help the territories to do that.
Okay, and with LACTIMED, you helped promote and put together, I mean, you talk about clusters and organizations, but you actually put together week-long festivals, Sicilian Dairy Week, something like that. Can you tell more about those?
Yeah, that's a more show-off part of the project, but I think it's important also to show, to the world, or at least to the Euromed community, what the Mediterranean has to offer. We know the feta, which is a Greek cheese. We know the mozzarella. We know many cheese from France, but we don't necessarily know Labneh or Tunisian specialties, etc. And we want to put them at the same level of these big brands like mozzarella of feta. So we organize Mediterranean Dairy Weeks all around the region and in each country to make awareness, and also within the country, because sometimes Tunisians don't feel proud about the cheese, and so why not? So that's the idea, is to big a bit of visibility, branding, and say that it's not France or Italy which are cheese countries, but the whole Mediterranean has got definitely expertise in this domain.
Okay, and with MedGeneration, what are you finding that the people who've already left can do for the young people of their countries to make them want to stay? Are you finding any kind of concrete ideas, actions?
What we do is we bring these talents from abroad to the country and to act as role models, basically. Because usually they have undertaken, they are entrepreneurs abroad, or they are successful in the company abroad. We want to make them show to the younger generation, or to the wannabe entrepreneurs in the home countries, that first it's possible. Second, it's they have a network. They can provide them support and a network abroad, because it's important, especially for new companies, new entrepreneurs. Say now today they want to create startups. They are not doing a shop, a bakery or something. They want to create technology companies, etc. And to do that, you have to internationalize quickly. And so these people, which are well in place in foreign country, they can provide that. So it's role model and also a bit of mentoring, coaching to succeed.
Well, it sounds like you're very busy. You have a lot going on. We appreciate you taking your time here, and we hope you enjoy the conference. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.